here, okay? But let me break this down. There's like 4 layers to your career. Am I talking too fast? Give me a thumbs up if you're okay. Are you keeping up with me? Okay. Am I too loud, too aggressive? Okay, cool. So the first layer, this is called phase 1 of your career. This is your certification. This is what is outsourced to the flight schools or the military or however you learned how to fly. This is getting your private instrument, commercial, multi, blah, blah, blah. Those FAA check rides all out of the way. Very important that you don't fail check rides too much, because this is one of the ways, one of the tiny little puzzle pieces are check ride failures inside there, okay? Which you're not going to put on the resume. That'll be on the application, and you'll have to explain away if you have any failures. The next phase is what we just talked about on the last slide. This is your operational experience. This is the time building phase of your career. And this is where I find the gap to be. People don't understand the soft skills that would have been in that thread. They did not accumulate during the time that they built. Okay, so very important that you guys are studying leadership, communication, conflict resolution, CRM, ADM, all the EMs are in here, is where you're practicing them. You learn them down here, but then you practice them in here. Okay, and so what? Like, so what if you have the experience, unless you document it, it's in Pandora's box. It's inside of your head. So how are you going to sell that experience? That's where phase 3 comes in. This is interview prep. This is a company. This is what Avicare, this is one of the services that Avicare provides. It's interview prep. The last phase is after you get in, I'm finding a high number of washouts. I see people getting into a major airline, obtaining their dream job, and then flunking out of the sims. That's where I'm seeing it happen. And it was a close call for me. I'm a single pilot, VFR, helicopter, 500 feet and below kind of guy for 20 years. And then I get to the jet, and it was like things started moving pretty fast. I was hanging on to the back static wick of the back rudder with my thumb and my pinky finger gripping onto that static wick as hard as I could while the plane was flying at 500 knots, and I didn't know what to do next. And I realized that the simulator was not a place to learn. It's a place to prove what you already know. And that is where phase 4 preparatory training comes in as well. Okay, so the resume and the cover letter are like 1 of 100 or 2 out of 100 steps in learning just the interview prep part. Okay, so what I'm going to go through, I'm going through this whole webinar to teach you these 2 little tiny building blocks inside of phase 3. If you're flying around trimmed up in VFR to uncontrolled airports, and this is looking daunting to you, you should be scared, because you're on the bottom of the pile with that setup. Okay, so yeah, fear mongering. Here we go. There's that for you. So now the question is, what do we put on the resume and the cover letter?